There we go. Another successful landing. I'm going to try to make this video 5 minutes or less, especially when people complain that I flap my lips. They go, "You could have said that in 5 minutes, but you took 10. I was like, oh, so sorry, you're right. Metaphysics of knowledge. A lot of people, and you weren't taught this in school, high school or college, and neither was I, and that's very unfortunate for humanity. It's the reason why humanity is so polarized and crazy, and people are so unintelligent these days. They don't learn the difference between knowledge and wisdom, or episteme, and gnosis. And I know you've heard this saying before. It's an ancient saying. Let me repeat this saying twice. The more I learn, the less I know. Yeah? You heard that one before? I know everybody's heard that growing up. The more I learn, the less I know. Empirical facts and infinite possibilities and infinite... What is it? Isn't that like a Vulcan saying from Star Trek? Something like infinite possibilities and infinite permutations. In other words, possibilities are limitless, right? The phenomena that are possible. This stuff, even if humanity were more advanced by, say, 1 million or 2 million years, and our brains were 3 times as large, people trying to consume too much empirical knowledge is not good, and it's fundamentally not helpful for someone for the quest of ultimate truth. It's absolutely not. The statement that the more I learn, the less I know involves empirical data, empirical facts. It's kind of like understanding everybody's name in a skyscraper and everything that they do and everything that... Right? It's just endless, and that's just a small slice. The only thing that's important, especially when it comes to wisdom, which culminates, if it's fulfilled, in transcendence, yeah, and actuality, because free will is only potential, it's not actual. For example, an acorn is genetically identical to an oak tree, but you can't get any lumber out of an acorn, can you? Right? Absolutely correct. Knowing the foundation is the key to everything. That is gnosis, that is understanding. In this crude analogy of understanding the foundation of that skyscraper, for example, why it's built, how it's built, why it manifests, why it was built at all, in a very crude analogy, is the only thing that's important. When you understand that, and this is an ancient passage from Pali, quote, you will understand the flow of things. You don't need to know every nook and turn in a river. You need to understand the nature of the river, its source waters, why it's flowing, how it's flowing. That would be right around where, like spring waters. I used to go cave diving in north central Florida all the time. And of course, people would swim and whatever, frolic in the waters that flow from the spring, and I would go diving down in the source waters where the spring emanates from the Florida aquifer. It averages about 120 feet. That's the only thing that's important to know. Knowing all those facts and turns and crooks, this is how very intelligent people go insane. I've met some people like that. They cram their heads, I want to say useless facts, kind of like these, these champions on Jeopardy. These useless fools whose heads are crammed with every imaginable useless factoid. And yet they themselves don't know how to screw a light bulb into a light socket. They don't understand the nature of anything. This is the reason why rich people are so unintelligent, 99.99%. They're so isolated, they don't know how the way the world works. This let them eat cake mentality. This is the reason why all politicians are trash. This is the reason why, everybody that has an even head on their shoulders can't stand anybody in Washington, because they're all evil, corrupt, and stupid. They don't know the way the world works. They don't actually understand the foundation of anything. This is the reason why I've said thousands and thousands of times, I'm already over the 5-minute limit, right? Thousands of times that the most evil people in the world are highly intelligent, well-educated people with no wisdom. That is not my opinion. That is an undeniable fact. The most evil people in the world are always extremely intelligent and yet have no wisdom. They don't understand the nature of anything. They don't understand the foundation. Getting back to the old saying that the more I learn, the less I know. That's true. It's because stuffing your head full of facts, while good and beneficial in certain avenues, and I'm certainly not against it, my head's stuffed with more information than most people, way more than most people. But I know that's not important. I'm not trying to stuff my head full of useless info. It's kind of like people who would try to understand every type of cake, every type of frosting. You know, the only thing that is important in that analogy would be understanding what is the frosting, what is the cake, why would you build a cake. You know, the countless billion different permutations of a cake, for example, i.e. empirical knowledge or episteme, is not important. That's not important for transcendence. It makes one's life uncalm, perturbed. People need to understand the foundational matters of things. That is what metaphysics is about. Physics is the understanding of phenomena, but these people don't understand the why, the where, the how, and the essa, or the essence of phenomena. You know, they can count everything. They know the price, the old saying, they know the price of everything, but they know the value of nothing. There's a lot of people out there. They know the price of everything, but they don't know the value of anything. Stuff like this was not taught to you or me in high school or college, and it's important to teach our kids, and ourselves especially, you know, the foundational nature of things. That is the only place where peace exists. That's the only place where true understanding exists. It is. That is the only place where it exists. It does not exist from stuffing your brain with facts. This is what happens in college. These idiots stuff their heads with facts. They don't know anything. They don't know the value of anything. They don't understand anything. They can just regurgitate garbage. Well, I memorized pages 2 through 1,000, and we had a multiple guess test, and I scored a 98 on it. I'm class valedictorian. Everybody looks to me because I'm so smart. It's like, well, you're incredibly intelligent, but you're also extremely stupid. Well, how does it make any sense? It doesn't make any sense to you because you don't know the difference between empirical knowledge and wisdom. You know, stuffing your head with facts and getting a PhD or A's on all your tests does not make you anything more than an educated, highly educated fool. The world, unfortunately, is full of, I almost dare not say it, but more so than it was in ancient days, highly educated fools. They don't know anything. Like if you stuck these people out in the wild, you know, the first thing they do is like stick poison ivy down their pants and you know, stick their head in a rattlesnake hole. They're just so clueless. Well, I have a PhD. It's like, yeah, but you couldn't survive 2 days out in Mother Nature. Couldn't even survive 24 hours in Mother Nature. You don't know how to do anything. You don't know how to build anything. You don't understand anything. These people study phenomena. Metaphysics is way more important than any of you, and I'm talking to you. I went over the 5-minute mark for sure. Sorry. Is so much more important than any of you understand. Understanding the foundation of everything is important. Knowledge is great, you know, having your head full of, you know, knowing things is great. It's not understanding. It's not comprehension. The reason, it's called metaphysics for a reason. It's the foundation of physics. When you understand the foundation, you understand the flow of everything else. Nothing else is important. All that other stuff has nothing to do with peace, wisdom, transcendence, or calm. It has nothing to do with it. That's the reason why metaphysics is so ungodly important. It's way more important than you or anybody you know will ever give credit for. It is. It's that important. Take it or leave it. Doesn't matter, but what I said in this video is undeniable. I'll catch you all in Florida in 48 hours. Goodbye.